Good evening and welcome inside the Sullivan Center as we get set to begin the first game in the USF Thanksgiving Classic. Terry Madonna with you on the call for today's action as the Fighting Saints of St. Francis take on the East-West University Phantoms from downtown Chicago. East-West is in navy blue going from left to right in the first half of today's contest. St. Francis is in white and going from right to left for the first half. We're ready to get underway. The tip is won by the Saints. Lewis Holy taps it back to Eric Ting. We're underway. Ting, Bailey, Malik Bailey that is, and Cole Mysick in the backcourt as Eric Ting fires a three unsuccessfully to get us started today. The forwards for the Fighting Saints today are Lewis Holy and Mitch Quasigrove. Johnny Moore has the basketball for the Phantoms, and he hands it off to Brandon Daughtry, their leading scorer this year. Here's Tyreek Edwards driving from the left side and down into the corner. Pass back outside to Moore. Patrick Grabowski. Brandon Daughtry drives down the lane with 6 on the shot clock. He floats it off the front iron. No good. Rebound stripped away from Daughtry by Bailey and secured by Cole Mysick. Mysick leads the Fighting Saints as he sends it down to the corner. Eric Ting drives around Grabowski, shovels it off for Holy. No good. Holy tries to tip his own miss. Right back to Eric Ting from the free throw line. Misses on the jumper, a little bit short. The rebound goes to Daughtry. Slow start shooting-wise for the Fighting Saints. They're 0 for their first 3. I think I've gone through all of the Phantom starters, but one more time just so you know, it's Johnny Moore, Torrance Thomas, and Brandon Daughtry in the backcourt. The forwards are Tyreek Edwards and Patrick Grabowski. This is Moore in possession right now, creating a little space with Mysick. Bounces it along the baseline. Torrance Thomas kicks it out just beyond the free throw line. Jumper falls for Edwards. And there are the first 2 points of the game. 2-0. East-West takes the early lead after a minute and a half of today's action. Game 1 of what will be 4 over the weekend in the USF Classic. Dakota Wesleyan and Lincoln College are the other 2 teams involved as Malik Bailey bounces it along the baseline out of bounds. Bad pass by Bailey and a turnover committed by the Fighting Saints. That's their first turnover so far. 2-0 East-West leads. First turnover for the Saints, but they have come up empty now on their first 3 possessions. East-West is trying to take advantage. It's the sophomore from Philadelphia, Johnny Moore, backing it up to midcourt. Guarded the entire way by Eric Ting. He gives it up to Brandon Daughtry. Daughtry's a freshman and far and away the top scorer on the team this year. Grabowski pulls up, left elbow, gives it up to Daughtry. Daughtry lobs down low for Grabowski, who comes up short. And the rebound knocked away from Grabowski and brought down by Cole Mysick. Mysick, top of the key, passes to the left. Quasigrove for 3, no good. Going the other way quickly, Moore comes up short on the layup, blocked by the bottom of the rim, and the Saints get the rebound. Malik Bailey from the left side drives to the baseline, bounces it to Holy on the drive, misses on the dunk. Offensive rebound, and Quasigrove's there for the second chance. We're tied at 2. Took them more than 2.5 minutes, but the Saints have found the scoreboard. Now East-West will try to recapture the lead. Daughtry has not gotten going yet. He fires that one down low and out of bounds, looking for Edwards, and he overshot him on the pass. Daughtry struggling to get his own shot early on. Entering play today, he was averaging 27 points per game. He's taken more than twice the amount of shots of any of his teammates. I don't believe he's gotten one off yet tonight. Quasigrove misses on the 3. Rebound to Mysick, but knocked out of his hands. The loose ball picked up by Malik Bailey, and it stays with the Saints. Shot clock is at 15 for Mysick. Over to Bailey on the right. Back up top, Mysick. Deep 3. Got it. And the Saints take their first lead so far. It's 5-2. Now a trap and a foul call. Mysick is called for the foul. He and Mitch Quasigrove on the defense. Eric Ting was there as well. Looked for a moment like they had a good trap, but the foul is called as East-West tries to get out of it. And the Phantoms will inbound from the sideline. Torrance Thomas will handle the play. East-West 5-9 overall this season. St. Francis is 3-2. Fighting Saints dropped a few last weekend down in Texas. As Malik Bailey jumps in front of the pass, takes it away 2-on-1. Bailey bounces to Ting, who lays it in. Give Bailey the steal and the assist, and the 2 points for Eric Ting, his first of the ball game. 7-2. Saints have scored the last 7 points. Here's Daughtry. Brandon Daughtry around the screen to the right side, lobs it down low, and it's intercepted by Ting. Saints are stepping up on defense. Back-to-back steals. Bailey, open three, good. 10-0 run for the Fighting Saints, and they lead by 8. Malik Bailey's got his first 3. 4 different Saints have scored to get us started today. Bailey tried for the 3rd straight steal. Pass completed, though, to Moore. Now it's Grabowski as Bailey gets back on defense. Moore, open 3, left side, good. All set up by the pursuit from Malik Bailey trying to get that steal. Saints defense was a little bit out of position for just a moment, long enough for Johnny Moore to free himself up for an open shot. And Moore has his first 3 points. Bailey trying to answer, can't do it. Long rebound goes to East-West. Thomas stripped from behind by Ting. Bailey picks up the loose ball. Now Malik Bailey works his way down the floor, bounce to Cole Mysick, layup and a foul. At a breakneck pace here, the Fighting Saints are starting to get hot. Cole Mysick has his 4th and 5th points. And now a free throw coming as well, trying to make it a 3-point play and extend St. Francis's lead back to 8. He does just that. 13-5 Fighting Saints. Mysick leads the way with 6 points as Lewis Holy checks out. Entering the contest for St. Francis, Joey Bidimi, sophomore transfer from North Central College. Here's Daughtry, deep 3. It rolls in. First points of the game for Daughtry, and there's a guy you don't want to see get hot. Mysick gets the pass despite the pressure from Daughtry. And the Saints resume their half-court offense. Mysick back in the midcourt circle. Off to the right side, Bailey wanted the deep 3, instead bounces it down to the corner for Quasigrove, throws it away. Out of bounds, he was looking for Mysick. Tossed it over his head, and it sailed out the sideline. So a turnover committed by St. Francis. Fighting Saints lead by 5 points, 14:41 to play first half. East-West has control of the basketball. As the Fighting Saints make a few more substitutions. Carlos Tobias is in, as is Jordan Thornton. Mysick and Ting sit down. Thornton off the bench has been St. Francis' leading scorer this year, averaging better than 13 points a game. Daughtry again, this time it rims out. Rebound to Quasigrove. Malik Bailey ahead for Tobias. Corner 3 ball is open, but it misses. Rebound tap to Brandon Daughtry. Now Daughtry wants to liven the pace a bit. Daughtry picked up by Tobias at the perimeter, has to back out. Passes over to Johnny Moore on his left. At the midcourt circle, it's Moore setting up his teammates and walking slowly to the right side. Shot clock down to 15 seconds. Sent down low Grabowski. Grabowski backs in on Quasigrove. Baby hook with the right hand is good. 3-point game as East-West has scored the last 5. It's a 13-10 St. Francis lead. And Carlos Tobias holds the ball on the right wing. Tobias sends it to the corner. Malik Bailey is shoved and a foul is called on East-West. Just the second foul of the half so far on the Phantoms. Foul is on Edwards. First foul on him. And Jordan Thornton will inbound from the baseline. The foul is on the floor. Thornton looking around finally finds Quasigrove. It's Quasigrove, guarded by the much shorter Moore. Hands it off to Malik Bailey. Bailey drives the left hand into the lane, floats it up, no. Tip from Quasigrove misses, and the rebound traced down by Torrance Thomas. Shoveled back to Daughtry, and Daughtry has the ball taken away. Carlos Tobias picks up the loose ball, sent ahead to Bailey. Bailey drives around one defender, kicks it back outside. Tobias throws it away. Ball loose and scooped up by Grabowski. A steal for East-West as the Saints, with a little errant passing, turn the ball over. Timeout called by the Phantoms. Tommy Posley called for it from the bench. And with 13 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the first half, a 30-second timeout has been called. And probably a good time for it through the first now nearly 7 minutes of the ball game. We haven't seen much of a break in the action. It's been fast-paced, going up and down the floor, with both teams slowly starting to score, but now getting into a rhythm. And both sides have been able to not only keep the pace brisk, but also put some points on the board, although we have seen more turnovers, I think, than either coach would like to see at this stage of the game as well, and that's also probably a result of the fast pace of the action so far. St. Francis, I mentioned before, lost a few in Texas last week to some Division I opponents. Most notably, perhaps, Bethune-Cookman barely escaped with a victory against the Fighting Saints. Anytime you can put a scare into a D1 school, you got to feel pretty good about what you've accomplished, even if you end up on the losing end of it. But now St. Francis back into regular season action. They'll see an NAIA opponent tomorrow. East-West officially not affiliated with any collegiate institution. Backing down, Edwards spins around, puts it up the left hand and misses, but Thomas is there with the follow. Torrance Thomas tips it in and pulls East-West to within a point. 7-0 run for the Phantoms. That responds to a 10-0 St. Francis run that initially gave them an 8-point lead. Lob down low, and it nearly went out of bounds. Ball did end up getting called out as Tyler Irvin tried to track it down. Irvin's right foot was on the line as he tried to save it. So it's another Saints turnover. Phantoms basketball, they can take the lead here. Thomas gives it to Moore. Then Moore walks to his right. Plenty of time to shoot here for East-West as the ball is bounced to Grabowski, and Grabowski is fouled by Tyler Irvin. Bailout call there, as Irvin was just playing a little bit too tight against Patrick Grabowski. Grabowski turned towards the rim a little too aggressively. Not totally in control on that one, but because of the tight defense from Irvin, Grabowski gets the foul call and gets to reset possession for East-West. Torrance Thomas backs it up, steps to his right, hands it off to Daughtry. Over to Moore on the left side. Moore steps inside the perimeter, shovels inside. Grabowski lays up, misses, but draws the foul. Patrick Grabowski heads to the free throw line. 6'7" tall junior, transferred over from McHenry County College. His first free throw ties the score at 13. Patrick Grabowski this season, 14 of 20 from the free throw line. That's 70%. East-West makes a couple of changes. Mikhail Wright enters along with Kalu Idika. Second free throw rims out, rebounded by Tyler Irvin. Irvin had played just 2 minutes this season coming into today. He's getting some first half action in this one with games on back-to-back days. Ryan Marks expanding the bench a little bit. Jordan Thornton pull up three, short, and the rebound goes to Kenneth King of East-West. We're tied at 13. A missed free throw on the last possession prevented the Phantoms from taking the lead, but any kind of bucket will do that here. Idika passes to the left, and it's intercepted. Carlos Tobias going the other way. Layup good, and a foul. Transition points have been huge for the Fighting Saints so far in this game. The third time, I believe, we've seen them come away with a steal and then turn it into a layup on the other side of the floor. Tobias has his first 2 points of the evening, and he'll get a chance to add one more. Substitution before the free throw. Josh Cherry is in. Joey Bugimi keeps towards the bench. A packed bench for St. Francis. Free throw rattles in. 3-point play for Tobias, 16-13. Fighting Saints lead as Thomas tries to get the Phantoms back in it. Over to Daughtry. Daughtry off to a slow start today. Gets the screen, takes a step to the right. Now throws inside, tipped away by Irvin, but the loose ball picked up by Thomas. He fires down low, it's off of Johnny Moore's hands, and taken away by Jared Gamazel. Saints on the run, Gamazel stripped, the ball is loose, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Saints. Another sub comes on for the Fighting Saints. Lewis Holy is back in the game. East-West made a change as well. They've still got 4 of their starters on the floor. They've got 4 of their starters on the floor again, I guess I should say. Grabowski in the corner, drives, leans over Holy, scores, but an offensive foul is called. We'll check that foul on Lewis Holy. And so it is a good basket and a chance for one more from the line. Holy thought that was an offensive foul. I got caught up in the moment. It was a foul on Holy, his first. Sends Grabowski to the line. This would tie it up. Grabowski 1 of 2 so far on free throws, and he's not able to tie it up here. Jordan Thornton on the run. Thornton gets inside, and before his shot, he was fouled. 4th foul called against East-West. So the Saints are not yet in the bonus. Foul is called on Johnny Moore. That's his first. Thornton into Tobias. 3-pointer off the inbounds play, misses. The rebound goes to Kenneth King. Johnny Moore up top to Daughtry. Daughtry fires underneath the hoop. Turnaround jumper from Torrance Thomas misses, and the rebound goes to Jordan Thornton. Thornton picks up his dribble. He needs some help. He finds Josh Cherry, and there's the help he needed. Thornton bounces to Holy. At the 3-point line, Holy bounces once, hands it over to Thornton. Jordan Thornton cuts inside, kicks out to Cherry. Josh Cherry drives the lane. Now he finds Jared Camazel on the left wing, 4 to shoot. Camazel, nice fake, pull up in the paint, no good. Rebound to East-West. Despite one brief stretch of success, St. Francis has struggled with their shot so far today. And it's hurt them as their lead is only at 1. It's been as much as 8. Grabowski, good find. Kenneth King is bumped down the floor. $15 on the shot clock at the time of the foul, so it pushes back up to 20. 9:39 to play in the first half. As the inbounds pass goes to Grabowski, his bank shot misses. The rebound is taken by Thornton, knocked away from him, but Carlos Tobias is Johnny on the spot. Tobias starts the charge. Out to Thornton, long 2, good. St. Francis by 3. First points for Jordan Thornton, the team's leader at 13.4 per game. Daughtry behind the back pass, finds Kenneth King, who lays it in. Beautiful pass from Daughtry to King. Inbounds pass nearly stolen, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Brandon Daughtry. Daughtry almost took that ball right away from Carlos Tobias. Josh Cherry will have to get a little bit more on this inbounds play from the sideline now. Caleb Thomas is in. First appearance of Thomas for East-West. Cherry throws it into Thornton. Jordan Thornton around the screen to the left side. Drives the lane, draws the contact, and hits the shot. Great play by Jordan Thornton. Never passed on that possession. Just waited until he could create an opening for himself. He eventually found that opening. And now he can make it a 3-point play as Cole Mysick comes on for Carlos Tobias. Free throw for Jordan Thornton is good. It's one area of his game in which he has drastically improved over his 4 years here. That's his free throw shooting. 1 of 1 tonight. Saints lead by 4. For the first time in a while, East-West has the ball. Without the opportunity to tie or take the lead, they take it back. They can't tie. 3-pointer is banked in by Caleb Thomas. He's fouled, and now he does have a chance at a 3-point play. A 4-point play. He's already made it 3 points on this possession. Caleb Thomas, an 8.3 point per game scorer. Just a 68% foul shooter. And he is not able to tie it. Still 21-20. St. Francis. Here comes Thornton. Jordan Thornton gets the screen, and it's not a good one. A moving screen against Lewis Holy, and that's his second foul. Along with Josh Cherry, Lewis Holy becomes the second Fighting Saints player with multiple fouls. And Malik Bailey checks in for him. Bailey, Gamazel, Thornton, Misek, and Quasigrove on the floor. East-West possession, trailing by just one. They trailed the majority of this first half. They haven't allowed St. Francis to pull away, though. This is lob down low to Kenneth King, lays it in, and captures the lead back. Full court press from East-West. Just over 8 minutes to play. Mitch Quasigrove's pass deflected, knocked out of bounds, and last touch by East-West. 22-21, the Phantoms lead. Their first lead since it was 2-0. Thornton for three, short, rebound by Grabowski. Brandon Daughtry gets it down low for Thomas. Torrance Thomas bounces underneath the hoop. Kenneth King blocked from behind by Quasigrove. The ball is loose. Picked up by King. Scores and one. Jumbled mess down there. Players for both teams were in on the scrum. Trying to take possession of that ball as soon as King got it. He put the shot up immediately. And because there were a whole sea of people down there, he was fouled without question. It was an easy foul to draw. One free throw coming for Kenneth King. We got a timeout first. Timeout called by St. Francis, a 30-second timeout, 7:37 to play. First half, East-West has their biggest lead of the night so far, 24-21. And for the Saints, it's come down mostly to offense. They've protected the ball well, turning it over consistently. And on those occasions, they have been able to get their shots up cleanly. They just haven't been good shots. They're not making anything right now. East-West is playing their typical workman-like game. Nothing too fancy, but they're hanging in there on defense, setting stuff up for the big men on offense. Misek, Quasigrove, Ting, Bailey, and Jared Gamazel are on the floor for the Fighting Saints out of the timeout. King, Daughtry, Caleb Thomas, Tariq Thomas, and Davion McGuire are in for the Phantoms as we've got a lane violation. Lane violation against East-West. Cole Misek picks up the ball and passes off to Malik Bailey. They've got just 2 seconds to get it across half court, and a foul is called, helping out the Fighting Saints greatly on that possession. They looked dead in the water that possession, like they didn't know what they were doing. But that turns around quickly with the foul, and now they can inbound with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Bailey off the fingertips of Quasigrove, taken away. Torrance Thomas sends it into the corner. Back to the right wing. Out low, King. King backs in on Bailey, floats it up. High off the glass, no good, and a loose ball foul called against the team in blue. (24-21), East-West has the lead. This is their biggest lead of the game. The Saints have led the majority of the way. They find themselves on the wrong end of the three-point deficit right now, but they've got free throws, at least one free throw. 1-and-1 for Mitch Quasigrove. First shot is good from Quasigrove. 8 of 10 from the line this year entering play. Now a little better than that 80%. East-West basketball, still leading by a point. Torrance Thomas crosses over. Eric Ting tries to pick the ball away, ends up on the floor for his efforts. Out to Brandon Daughtry, three-pointer. A little bit strong. Rebound, tapped by Quasiro to himself. Ting's pass deflected out of bounds. Ting got a little overzealous there, tried to throw it over Brandon Daughtry. Daughtry instead deflected it out. 6:54 to play, first half. Bailey goes to the backcourt for Jared Gamazel. Gamazel spins around the defender, bounces it towards the free throw line. Quasiro. Back to Gamazel. Gamazel circles the perimeter. Kicks it outside Bailey. 12 to shoot. Malik Bailey walks into a long three. Perfect. Saints back in front. East-West ball. Kicked outside. Here's a drive from Leland Woods. Floater misses. And the rebound goes to Quasiro. Eric Ting. Double teamed on the right side. Ball stripped. He falls on the floor to get it back and can't. It's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by East-West. 6:04 to play in the half. Back and forth game so far. The Saints on top by 2. Carlos Tobias is back in for St. Francis. Cole Mysick finds Mitch Quasiro. Turnaround jumper, long two, misses. Rebound goes to the Phantoms. Johnny Moore. Ahead for Torrance Thomas. Back to Moore. Moore on the outer skirts of the arena right now. There's Moore driving right down the lane, kicked outside. This is Edwards. Edwards tried right, didn't work. Tried left, and he's fouled. That is fortunately the first on Mitch Quasiro. Coming down over the top and hacking Edwards on the arm as he went in for the layup. You don't want to see him in foul trouble because Lewis Holy already is. He's on the bench with 2 fouls. The free throw is good from Edwards. We can't afford to lose 2 big men in the first half. Quasiro does take a rest right now, and we get another look at Tyler Irvin, the young freshman who had only played 2 minutes all season coming into today. He's played about 2 so far in this game. Irvin is the only freshman on the roster. Second free throw in and out. Rebound knocked by King off of Malik Bailey. It goes rolling towards the sideline, and Carlos Tobias tried to save it. It hit off to Tobias last before going out. East-West has not been good with their free throws today. They catch a break that time. Brandon Daughtry is the inbounder from down in the corner. Lobbed up top and stolen by Malik Bailey. Bailey's got numbers ahead for Ting. Ting drives on King. Kenneth King strips it away, but a foul is called on King for the reach-in. East-West is over the limit, so St. Francis is going to the free throw line. Eric Ting has a 1-and-1 coming his way. 1-point lead for the Fighting Saints. East-West could very easily be leading in this game, if not for their poorest free throw shooting. St. Francis trying to make them pay on the other end when they get free throws. But not this time. Ting missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and the rebound goes to the Phantoms. Johnny Moore walks to the right, passes up top to Edwards. Hand off, Daughtry coming around the screen, misses the jumper. Rebound, Saved by King, but right off of his teammate, Tyreek Edwards. And it goes St. Francis's way. Grabowski and Kalu Idika. I think that Caleb Thomas instead. Grabowski and Caleb Thomas enter for the Phantoms once again. Grabowski backing in, may have been blocked by Bailey. Kenneth King gets the rebound, back up, off the back iron, no good. And a loose ball foul called on East-West. That means more free throws for the Saints. It's Patrick Grabowski getting called for his second. Both teams have committed 9 fouls in the game. So from now on, they'll all result in free throws, at least for the rest of this half. Bailey's first free throw is perfect. Saints needed that. Both teams have not been good as far as the free throws go. Maybe this will turn things around. Well, it looks good in the short term. 2 for 2 from the line for Malik Bailey, one of the best foul shooters in the country. 3-point lead for St. Francis. Daughtry hounded by Ting. Passes inside, deflection, scooped up by Eric Ting. Ting down to the corner. Bailey bounces once, three-pointer, rims out. Made it halfway down, couldn't fall. That would have been a huge three-pointer if it had gone. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Brandon Daughtry. Kalu Idika. Daughtry again. Shot clock under 10. Daughtry on a double team. Passes inside to Edwards. Tried to give it to Kenneth King. Ball loose. Picked up on the floor. Thrown inside. King at the buzzer lays it in. Great work by Kenneth King sticking with it. As East-West scores the last possible instant. Eric Ting doesn't use up nearly as much clock as he races right into the paint. Misses on the layup and East-West throws it away. Sloppy play going on both sides right now. Back-to-back turnovers there. 1-point lead for St. Francis. They're on top 28-27. That's their ball. Tyler Irvin gives to Carlos Tobias. 3-point attempt. Good. Carlos Tobias has his first 3 points of the game. Tobias entered this one today, shooting 2 of 6 from beyond the 3-point arc. King is stripped by Tyler Irvin. Kenneth King trying to set up another easy layup. This time couldn't receive the pass. Olmysek trying for another 3, and he does. 6 straight points for St. Francis in the span of about 20 seconds. And suddenly this game feels a lot different. Nearing halftime, the Fighting Saints are in control. Here's Idika around Ting and a foul call on Ting. That'll be his first. It does put East-West in the bonus. 1-1 coming up for Kalu Idika. First attempt of the game for Idika. And he makes the first attempt. 34-28, it's a 6-point game. Idika so far this season, 5 of 9 from the free throw line. Coming into today, so he's up to 6 of 10. Not necessarily a lethal foul shooter, but he looks much improved. Second shot is good. 34-28. And once again, the full court press from East-West. Malik Bailey across half court. Bailey dribbles to the left side, pulls himself back all the way to half court. Guarded tightly the whole way. Bounces to the left, loses the handle on the ball, gets it back, and passes out of a trap. Tobias for three, short, and the rebound goes to Johnny Moore. We've got a whistle way in the backcourt. Is this a foul or just an injury? It's a foul. Shouldn't say just an injury. Sometimes you have a stoppage, though, for something that doesn't actually pertain to the game. Foul is called on Tyler Irvin. That's Irvin's second. So now he and Lewis Holy each have two. Mitch Quasi-Rose got one. Foul trouble in your front court. Torrance Thomas. Brandon Daughtry wanted that long three. Tobias' defense was too tight. Pass inside from Moore to Daughtry, deflected away and out of bounds. Just imagine how East-West might be doing right now if they had their star player going. He still doesn't have any points. And as a result, St. Francis leads by 5. Eric Ting is fouled. Foul is called on East-West. Number 4, I believe the official said. That would be Torrance Thomas. That's his second. Eric Ting made his first free throw. He makes this one. Actually, Ting, I believe, missed his first free throw of the day. Well, maybe I shouldn't be talking about it if I can't remember. Suffice to say, he made the last one. And this one, he makes as well. There you go. The last free throw attempt from him is water under the bridge. Final 2 minutes of play, first half. East-West basketball, corralled by Wright, and he throws it away. Wright was looking for Edwards, out of his reach, out of bounds. It's a turnover. Blue shirts of Dakota Wesleyan getting set for their game. They'll get a chance to start warming up when this one ends. Dakota Wesleyan against Lincoln, set to begin tonight at 8. Baseball pass down the floor, tracked down by Cole Mysick. He gets it to Ting. Ting drives, pulls up into the corner. Irvin for three, way off. Rebound Moore. They had an easy layup if it had been a slightly better inbounds pass, but it was out in front of Mysick. He had to hold his footing as he tracked it down, and now a foul called on Cole Mysick, and that's his second. This game got off to a pretty quick start, but it has slowed down considerably. A lot of fouls have been called over the last 8 or so minutes. Mysick's got 2, Holy's got 2. Tyler Irvin's got 2 fouls, though he doesn't play nearly the amount of minutes as those other guys. First free throw good for Daughtry. Brendan Daughtry's got 6 points. Still well below what you might expect from him at this stage of the game. 27.3 per game scorer coming in. But he's making a contribution as he makes the second as well. (36-31). Saints lead and they have the ball. Bailey into Jordan Thornton. Right back to Malik Bailey, who will run the show here. 90 seconds to play in the half. Bailey drives, bounces down low. Irvin, layup, nobody's fouled. Good drive, Malik Bailey. Got right around Kalu Idika. And a good find setting up Tyler Irvin, who now has a chance to score his first collegiate points. Freshman from Manteno misses on the first. This is Irvin's first chance from the free throw line this season. Only had played 2 minutes this year coming into play tonight and had not attempted a shot. He misses both free throws. So the lead is still 5 for St. Francis. East-West will try to make it a one-score game here as Daughtry drills a 3 from up top. So now Brandon Daughtry is starting to heat up. He's got 10 points to lead all scorers, and it's a 2-point game. You can see why Daughtry is able to get his 27 per game average. Very slow first half for him, but he just scored 5 points in under 30 seconds. Jordan Thornton, long three, no. Rebound tipped and brought in by East-West. Here's Moore. Moore starts to drive, now pulls it back up top. 42 seconds to play in the first half. Alabi misses on the three. Rebound brought in by Ting. Eric Ting slows it down. This will likely be the final possession of the half for St. Francis. They want to make the most of it, guarantee that they'll go into the half with the lead. Shot clock is at 11 for Ting. Bounce to Jordan Thornton on the left side. Thornton up top Bailey. Shot clock is at 5. Driving, Eric Ting gets inside and walks. 7.4 on the half clock. 2-point lead St. Francis. The Phantoms bring Davion Montgomery back in. Saints call on Joey Bugimi. And East-West will try to tie it or take the lead going into halftime. Here's Adika, down to the corner, Moore. Moore kicks it outside, Alabi for three at the buzzer, it's short. He made one a moment ago, this time can't quite hit. So a very tightly contested ball game through 20 minutes of play. 36-34, St. Francis has the halftime lead. And we'll take a break here. Back in about 15 minutes with half number 2. This is St. Francis basketball in the USF Thanksgiving Classic here on the USF Sports Network. Test, test. We're just about set to start the second half here in Joliet. St. Francis takes on East-West University in game one of what will be 4 this weekend in the USF Classic. Terry Bonadonna back with you for another 20 minutes of action, and the first half featured quite a bit of action. 36-34 is our score. St. Francis holds the lead. East-West has the basketball to start the second half, and of course they've flipped sides. The Phantoms are going from right to left. Lobbed into Patrick Grabowski. We're underway here in the second half. In the corner, Brandon Daughtry fires a 3 and misses. Rebound to Eric Ting. Daughtry was out to 10 points in the first half on 3 of 6 shooting. He did lead the Phantoms, but well shy of the pace for his average as Eric Ting misses on an air ball. And it's rebounded by East-West. Johnny Moore ahead to Daughtry. Brandon Daughtry downstairs to Grabowski. Running hook is good, and we're tied at 36. First time we've been tied in this game since it was 13 all. East-West has held a couple of leads. Lewis Holy in the post. Holy backing in on Grabowski, kicks it outside to Ting. Eric Ting fakes, now drives around Daughtry. Scoop layup is good. Pretty drive by Eric Ting right there, and he's got his second field goal of the game as a timeout is called. An early timeout here in the second half by East-West. 19:05 to play, and it's 38-36. St. Francis holds the lead. Some stats from the first half. East-West shot 41%, St. Francis 38%. Fighting Saints were not too good from beyond the arc, just 31%. That's where East-West made some ground up. They were 4 for 8 from three-point range. Free throws, though, not so good for the Phantoms. They were just 6 of 11, while St. Francis built a lead by going 9 of 12. St. Francis had 9 steals, forcing 13 East-West turnovers. They committed just 8. Cole Mysick, Malik Bailey led the Saints with 9 and 8 points respectively. For East-West, it was Brandon Daughtry with 10, Kenneth King with 8. King also chipped in 6 rebounds as we're back underway out of the timeout. Johnny Moore across the timeline, picked up by Eric Ting. He walks off to the left side. Moore bounces to a cutting Kenneth King, and King lays it in. King's got 10 points. Didn't start this one today, but he has been awfully good off the bench. King so far in this one has been on the floor for 10 minutes. We're tied once again. At the free throw line, it's Quasigro giving it off to Malik Bailey. Bailey misses on the three-pointer, and Brandon Daughtry comes away with the rebound. Daughtry slows it down. We were at a frenetic pace in the first half. Very seldom did we see anybody slow it down, but East-West not going at full speed right now as Grabowski gets it down low. Grabowski blocked from behind by Malik Bailey. East-West gets it back. Johnny Moore, wide open 3, and the lead goes back to the Phantoms. 41-38. East-West on top. Going the other way, Eric Ting flies to the hoop and gets bumped in the air. Ting took a pretty good tumble there, but it led to the free throw line after pulling himself right back up. 2 shots coming his way. Eric Ting is 2 of 3 from the free throw line so far today. 73% shooter for the season. First shot is good. 41-39. 3-point lead for East-West a moment ago, matched their biggest of the game. It's 24-21. The other time they had a 3-point lead. Eric Ting misses on the second free throw. So now a bucket from the Phantoms would give them a 2-score advantage. Just over 2 minutes into the second half as Johnny Moore walks to the right side, guarded by Ting. Gets a screen, passes back to Grabowski, who fakes the 3, gives it up top to Daughtry. 3-point attempt is good. Daughtry heating up for the Phantoms. He's got 13 points. Phantoms as a team heating up. They've hit back-to-back 3-pointers now. Eric Ting keeps his control, bounces it down low to Lewis Holy. It's stripped from Holy and out of bounds. It stays with the Saints, 23 seconds to shoot. 44-39, East-West has their biggest lead so far. Ting inbounds to the corner, wide open 3-pointer for Cole Mysick, and he hits it. That's a big three for Misick, who now enters double figures. He's got 12 points to lead the team. And the St. Francis Fighting Saints needed that one right there. They were reeling a little bit with East-West shooting the ball well coming out of halftime. Johnny Moore drives, easy layup, but he misses it short. Rebound knocked in the hands of Lewis Holy. Now Misick on the run, out to Ting. Eric Ting for three, no good. Offensive rebound, Quasigro puts it back up and in, we're tied. It's a quick 5-0 run for the Saints to retie the score. Johnny Moore had a chance to extend the lead for East-West a moment ago, missed an easy layup, and now Thomas misses on a layup. Back-to-back missed layups for East-West, and Eric Ting is fouled going the other way. On the floor, 2 fouls now this half on East-West, and that's the second on Kenneth King. Here's Eric Ting walking it to the left side. Up top to Malik Bailey. Bailey bounces to Ting at the free throw line, leans towards the basket, no good. Deflected by Brandon Daughtry. And Daughtry takes it the other way. Tie score, 44-44. 16-20 still to play, so we're early in the second half. Saints led by 2 at intermission. Here's Kenneth King on the outside over to Grabowski. Grabowski drives with the right hand, stops at the free throw line, stripped by Ting. 4th steal of the game for Eric Ting. Ting one-on-one with Daughtry, misses on the layup, tip, no, and rebounded by Grabowski. Outlet pass to Moore, and now the Phantoms are on the run. Torrance Thomas, pull-up jumper, that rolls in. Friendly bounce from the rim, and the lead is taken back by East-West, 46-44. Mitch Quasigro to the right, and Eric Ting. Ting gets it up top. Malik Bailey squares it up for 3. He does not get the friendly roll, and the rebound goes to Grabowski. East-West has the ball with a 2-point lead. Johnny Moore takes it across half court. Moore, 5'10", sophomore guard. Passes to his right, Torrance Thomas. Thomas right back to Moore. Taken away by Lewis Holy. But Holy throws it right back. Holy jumped in front of Patrick Grabowski to intercept the pass. Threw it away, but Grabowski travels on the other end. 3 straight turnovers in the span of about 7 seconds there. A steal for Holy, and then Holy threw it away. But then Grabowski was called for the travel. And after all of that, it's St. Francis basketball again. And they'll set up the half-court offense. Jordan Thornton handling the ball now. Thornton just checked back in after playing 8 minutes in the first half. Scoreless minutes for Jordan Thornton. Take that back. He scored a couple times from the field as Malik Bailey is called for the travel. Another traveling violation. So we haven't seen a shot go up in a while. Each team has turned the ball over on back-to-back possessions. Johnny Moore drives the lane. Moore trying to draw the contact. No foul called. Misses on the shot, but the rebound goes to Torrance Thomas. Now Moore way outside. 3-pointer misses short. Rebound goes to East-West again. This is Daughtry stepping back and firing a 3. That's no good. Offensive rebound again. Edwards knocked away from him and picked up by Cole Misick. Misick on the move. At the center of the floor, drives down the lane, throws it outside. Loose ball, Mitch Quasigro picks it up. Holy back inside to Quasigro, shovel off to Bailey, who lays it in. Great ball movement by the Fighting Saints. We're tied at 46. And it's thrown out of bounds by Thomas. Torrance Thomas was passing that ball to Kenneth King, who stood out of bounds. King was not in the game. He was standing by the scorer's table, just walked over there to check in. And Thomas saw him out of the corner of his eye, thought he was a player in the game, and tossed it in that direction. Just a mental mistake right there by Thomas, and a turnover committed by East-West. Carlos Tobias has the ball for the Fighting Saints. Around to the left wing, it's Jordan Thornton. Thornton gets a screen to the right, bounces back to Lewis Holy. Holy misses, tip from Bailey, no, tip again, misses again. Rebounded by Thomas and poked away from him. Picked up by Tobias. Tobias is stripped. Loose ball squared up by Cole Mysick, and now Jordan Thornton slows it down. Thornton fires a three. Good. 8 points for Jordan Thornton, and the Saints are back in the lead. Timeout called by East-West, 13-14 to play in regulation. St. Francis holds a 3-point lead. And it has not been the prettiest of second halves. Both teams have been turning the ball over routinely so far in this second half, but the Saints have, at least to this point, extended their halftime lead by 1. It was a 2-point edge at the break, and now 49-46 the lead after the Jordan Thornton three-pointer. Thornton scored 5 points in 8 minutes in the first half. Entering play today, he was the team's leading scorer, 13.4 points in just 21.6 minutes played per game. He's the first man typically off the bench. Entering this one, St. Francis had 4 different players averaging in double figures. Today they've got 2 of them there. 12 points for Cole Mysick, 10 for Malik Bailey. Bailey was not one of the 4 entering play today, averaging in double figures. Lewis Holy was. Holy came in with a double-double per game, 10.8 points, 10.8 rebounds. In the first half today, he had just 1 rebound, no points. He still has not scored. He's added a couple of rebounds in the second half, but it's been a surprise to see Holy held off the scoreboard for this long. Mysick, Bailey, Thornton, Tobias, and Mitch Quasigro are on the floor for the Fighting Saints coming out of the timeout. East-West has Torrance Thomas, Moore, Daughtry, King, and Alabi. It's Johnny Moore in possession. He drives to the right, sends it back into the lane, and prior to the shot from Kenneth King, he's called for a travel. East-West turns it over again. Tyreek Edwards is back in for East-West. Afolabi Alabi takes a seat. Tobias on the right wing against 2 defenders. Fires it up top to Bailey. Down low, Quasigro. Quasigro sends it to the corner. Mysick tries another 3. Off the mark. Rebound Bailey. Put back no. Rebound King. Saints come up empty on 2 chances on that possession. Daughtry bounces down low to Edwards to King. Top of the key. 2-point jumper. Rolls in. East-West is back within 1. St. Francis had been on a 10-4 run, but East-West pulls a little bit closer as Tobias takes on the left side for St. Francis. Carlos Tobias gives it to Cole Mysick. Mysick drives, runner off the glass is good. 14 points for Cole Mysick. He leads all scorers today. Just under 12 minutes to play in regulation. Johnny Moore to the left side. It's Daughtry. Daughtry flips it down low to Edwards. Edwards backing in on Bailey. Puts it up high off the glass. No good. And a loose ball foul is called on St. Francis. Mitch Quasigro is whistled for his second. 11:39 on the clock. Jarrett Gamazel is in. Cole Mysick sits down for St. Francis. Kenneth King bumped by Quasigro and a foul called. King couldn't get it to go, but Mitch Quasigro picked up his second foul in the span of a couple of seconds. Now he's up to 3, and it looks like Lewis Holy will come into the game for him. Two shots for Kenneth King, and he makes the first. 1 of 2 from the line so far today. Kenneth King is a 69% free throw shooter for the season. His second foul shot could make it a 1-point game. And it does. 51-50, East-West. Not going away. They haven't beaten St. Francis in 10 years. Two schools that see each other pretty much every season. Last year, twice. Lewis Holy flips it over to Jordan Thornton on the left side. Thornton guarded by King. Around the screen to the top. He's pressured on the outside and has to bounce it off to Quasigrove. Lewis Holy now on the left side. 6 seconds to shoot, and Holy is fouled. Late in the shot clock, a non-shooter fouled out beyond the three-point line. Not a very good foul right there committed by East-West. It goes on King, and that's the fourth now on King. Mitch Quasigrove for three, in and out. Rebound goes to Grabowski. Grabowski came back in for King after the latter picked up his fourth foul. Timeout called by East-West, 11 minutes even on the clock, 51-50. St. Francis holds the lead. Saints have led the majority of this one, but it has been close. Very rarely have they been able to even try to pull away. They were up by as many as 8 points. That was early. They led 10-2. In fact, East-West scored the first bucket of the game, and then St. Francis went on a 10-0 run to take an 8-point advantage. They kept it at 8 all the way through 13-5, but never led by more than that, and they haven't been close to pulling that lead up to 8 ever since. Biggest lead so far for East-West was 5 points. That was when it was 44-39. Since then, St. Francis has outscored them 12-6, but it has not been an easy one for the Fighting Saints tonight. Team that was ranked number 19 in the country. At the start of the season, they were not in the top 25 when the new poll came out earlier this week, but it has not been a bad showing for the Fighting Saints so far this year. Their games have been very tight. They beat Trinity Christian 75-57 2 weeks ago today, and aside from that one game, there hasn't been a single one for the Saints that was decided by more than 4 points in regulation. They did lose to St. Ambrose by 7 last week, but that was a game that was tied at the end of 40 minutes. They went to overtime and lost by 7. So that was as close as any of them, even though it didn't really end that way. Grabowski down low for East-West coming out of the timeout, stripped by Jordan Thornton, and Thornton completes the steal. Thornton racing the other way, all the way down the lane, and a blocking foul called on Johnny Moore. Looked like Moore was outside of the circle there, but didn't quite have the conviction to take that charge. Jordan Thornton was somewhat out of control. I think that probably would have been a charge if Moore had been able to hold his ground. But it looked to me like he took a step back right before the contact. His feet weren't quite set. Thornton misses on the first free throw, a little bit too long. Still a 1-point lead for the Fighting Saints. One more free throw coming up. Thornton makes the second. He's got 9 points. Saints put on a little bit of a full court pressure here. It's a very loose pressure, giving East-West something to think about all the way down the floor. Daughtry for 3, too strong. Rebound goes to the Fighting Saints. Joey Bugemi ahead to Jordan Thornton, and Thornton's fouled once again. It's the 5th foul on East-West, the 3rd of the game on Torrance Thomas. And it gives Jordan Thornton 2 more free throws. Thornton made 1 of 2 just a few seconds ago. This time around, he makes the first. Second shot from the senior out of Hoffman Estates is no good. 1 of 2 on back-to-back trips for Jordan Thornton. Now it's East-West basketball. Brandon Daughtry on the right side gives it up to Kalu Idika. Idika bounces down low for Grabowski, who lays it in. The East-West deficit is back to 1. 53-52, halfway through the second half. 10 minutes to play. Jordan Thornton gives it up to Lewis Holy. Holy looking for help. Carlos Tavares is there. Gets the screen from Holy. Tavares drives, lays it up and in. Over the outstretched arm of Patrick Grabowski. And a whistle. It is going to be East-West basketball here. So they'll inbound it, going the length of the floor. And they beat the press pretty easily as Idika gets inside the three-point line, backs it up. Moore walks it to the right. Wide open three-pointer for Johnny Moore. He hits it and we're tied at 55. Saints lost track of Moore that time. He got a screen. And from there, left all alone for an easy three. So a brand new ball game here as Bugimi fires a three and draws the foul. Bad foul there by Brandon Daughtry. And the Fighting Saints have 3 free throws coming their way. Second foul on Daughtry. The Saints are in the bonus now. 3 shots coming for Joey Bugimi. He makes the first one. First free throw attempt of the season for the sophomore swingman. He makes the second free throw. 57-55 St. Francis. One more foul shot coming. Eric Ting is back in with Jordan Thornton taking a seat. Joey Bugimi, one more foul shot. He made all 3. And a timeout called by St. Francis. 58-55, the Fighting Saints once again have the lead. 9:08 to play in the second half. Winner of this game will play either Dakota Wesleyan or Lincoln College tomorrow. The loser will play one of those 2 teams as well. Dakota Wesleyan and Lincoln College coming up next, and the 2 winners will face the 2 losers. What we know already as far as tomorrow's schedule is that, well, the 2 winners will face each other and the 2 losers will face each other is what I meant to say. I don't know how the 2 winners will face the 2 losers, but the point is, tomorrow we know about the schedules. The Dakota Wesleyan will play at 2, Lincoln College will play at 4. Dakota Wesleyan is the number 6 team in the country right now, so you'd have to consider them the favorites in the 8 o'clock game later tonight, which means that the winner of this game is most likely to play at 2, the loser most likely to play at 4, but we won't know for sure until about 10 o'clock tonight. Taken away by Lewis Holy. Holy gets the steal from Johnny Moore. On the other end, it's Tavares driving and drawing the foul on the floor. It's the 7th foul on East-West, so Tavares will get at least 1 free throw. But his shot that did go in does not count. One and one for Tavares, and he makes the first. Foul was the 4th on Torrance Thomas. Brings Tyreek Edwards back in off the bench. Tavares makes both free throws. Saints lead by 5. This is as big a lead as they've had in the second half. Top of the key, it's Edwards. Edwards gives it up to his right. Idika driving on Ting, spins around Ting, and Ting grabbed him. Good spin from Idika. He did get that step on Ting, and so Ting commits the foul to try to keep him close. It's his second foul. It's only the 3rd on the team with 8:35 to play. Moore inbounds it to Idika. Outside, Daughtry. Brandon Daughtry crosses over to his left, back to his right. Three-pointer, good. Impressive ball work by Brandon Daughtry. He's got a game-high 16 points, and his team is back within 2. Here's Eric Ting for the Fighting Saints. Ting off to Tobias. Bugimi on the right elbow, hands it off to Tobias, drives around Daughtry and has an easy layup. Good movement without the ball for Tobias. That set him up for an open lay-in. Lead is 4 for St. Francis, under 8 minutes to go. Johnny Moore wings it into the corner. Daughtry, another 3. Comes up short on this attempt. Rebound knocked out of Lewis Holy's hands and out of bounds. Last touched by either Grabowski or Edwards. I'm not sure which of them got it, but either way, it's St. Francis basketball. Kenny King back in, playing with 4 fouls for East-West. Ting passes over to the left. This is Cole Mysick up to Tobias. Bounce to Malik Bailey, right wing. Hand off to Tobias. Tobias will try the 3 and miss it. Rebound to Patrick Grabowski. East-West trails by 4 with the basketball. Udika passes to his right. Daughtry, offensive foul. Cole Mysick took the contact. Brandon Daughtry extended the arm and knocked Mysick to the ground. 3rd foul on the freshman star for East-West. Here come the Fighting Saints, trying to extend their lead beyond 4 points. Ting gives it to Tobias. Back to Bailey, now Ting again, right side, lob down low for Holy. Holy fires it into the corner, Tobias, back out to Mysick. Cole Mysick, pull-up 2-point jumper, off the glass and in. Saints are starting to pull away. 16 points for Cole Mysick. Phantoms need a basket on this possession. Moore tries to secure it. Wild layup misses. Rebound goes to the Fighting Saints. Ting on the move. Fires it over to Bailey. Bailey drives, lays it up, and draws the foul. Six-point lead for St. Francis with 6:39 to play, and now Bailey has a chance for 2 more points. Malik Bailey has 10 so far in the game tonight. It's the 3rd foul on Patrick Grabowski. First free throw is good for Bailey. St. Francis's biggest lead has been 8. It's at 7 right now. 11 points for Bailey. Came in averaging just over 7. And it is an 8-point lead for the Fighting Saints. They're on a 11-2 run, or 11-3 run, I should say, ever since they were tied at 55. Johnny Moore backs it up for East-West. Moore starts to drive to the right. Bounce down low for Grabowski, backing in against Quasigrove. Turn around with the right. Soft touch off the glass. No. Offensive rebound. King back up with it and a foul. King goes to the free throw line with 6:18 to play. Second foul on Malik Bailey today. Couple of big free throws for King. This game has been so close throughout. Now all of a sudden, late in the second half, Saints are starting to pull away. King makes the first free throw. The Phantoms need a few points right here just to keep themselves in it. Not allow the Saints to pull away any further. King makes both free throws. Huge trip down the floor for him right there and for the Phantoms. Take control of the basketball. Malik Bailey across half court. Bailey bounces to Quasigrove. Quasigrove finds a wide open shooter. Tobias for 3. Got it. Carlos Tobias left all alone, and an easy 3 for him. And now it's the biggest lead of the game for St. Francis, 69-60, as Eric Ting is called for a foul. Carlos Tobias entering play today at a season high of 8 points. Today he's got 15. He's averaging just 2.4 per game. The foul was the 5th on St. Francis. So no free throws for East-West. Johnny Moore dribbles it off to the right, passes up top Grabowski. Now down low, it's King. King looking for the open man. He was cutting down the baseline. Johnny Moore was uncovered for a moment. King couldn't find him. Passed the ball behind him, out of bounds, and it's a turnover. And now the Saints can really pull away, make it a double-figure lead with a basket right now. 5.5 minutes to play. Bailey passes to Tobias on the right side. Tobias has been the hottest shooter throughout the game for St. Francis, and we've got a foul coming up on East-West. That foul occurred away from the ball. Mitch Quasigro was the one who was hit by Patrick Grabowski. 4th foul for Grabowski, and Quasigro's got 2 free throws coming his way. Quasigro makes the first foul shot. He's 11 of 13 from the line this year, including 3 of 3 today. Edwards is in for Grabowski. A lot of fouls on the visiting side right now. As Quasigro makes both free throws, it's an 11-point St. Francis lead. We were tied at 55. Since then, 16-5. The Fighting Saints have outscored the Phantoms. Idika passes over to Daughtry. Daughtry drives, layup, no, gets his own rebound. Sticking with it, Daughtry up again, misses. Rebound to Daughtry, 3rd chance, short again. Daughtry comes away with another rebound, but he's called for the travel as he falls to the ground after catching the rebound. Daughtry went 0 for 3 on the possession, and then nearly had a fourth chance if he hadn't lost his footing. So the Phantoms come up empty on that possession. Eric Ting for St. Francis. Looks to the left, finds Tobias over there. Up top, Cole Mysick. Mysick guarded by Moore. Passes to Ting, around the screen. Ting drives the center, kicks it outside. Tobias for 3, good, and a foul. And that's 4 on Daughtry as Eric Ting has a chance to set up Tobias for a 4-point play. Tobias now has a team and game-high 18 and to the free throw line. Great drive from Ting. Good pass over to Tobias and a perfect stroke as Daughtry was late coming over. 4 fouls for Daughtry. He sits down. Torrance Thomas has 4 fouls. He's back in. 15-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Long 3 for Idika, no good. Offensive rebound, Thomas scores, and a timeout is called by East-West. 75-62. Saints were on a 13-2 run prior to that bucket. And it was not a timeout called, it was actually a technical foul called. Technical foul on Tommy Posley off the bench for East-West. Cole Mysick's free throw is good. 1 more coming. And then St. Francis will get the ball back. So they've got a chance now as Mysick makes both free throws to make this a 4 or 5 point possession with 4.5 minutes to go. The Saints had already broken open what had been a very close game. And now a chance to run away and hide. Here comes Tobias across the timeline. Tobias is shadowed by Thomas, bounced over to Lewis Holy. Holy still hasn't scored yet tonight. Hands it off to Tobias around the screen. Tobias cuts the hoop, kicks outside. Ting for 3, good. Ting set up Tobias for 3 a moment ago, and now Tobias returns the favor. 10 points for Eric Ting. It's an 18-point lead for St. Francis. Moore is blocked by Holy, but a foul is called. Holy got him clean on the block, but he came down and landed on Moore. And coming down hard on him, that's what drew the foul call. So third foul on Lewis Holy. It's the sixth on the team. And the foul came after the shot, so it is not a shooting foul. And the Phantoms not quite in the bonus yet. They will be on the next foul. King outside to Adika. Down low, Tyreek Edwards scores. And a timeout called by East-West to make some subs. Mikhail Wright is coming in for the Phantoms. Also Justin Foster, first time we've seen Foster today. Davion Montgomery returns to action as well. Malik Bailey inbounds the ball to Carlos Tavares, who's immediately trapped, bounces over to Bailey. They try to put on another trap, but the Saints get it across half court to Eric Ting. Ting drives on Wright, draws the foul from Wright. Eric Ting has 2 free throws coming his way. Eric Ting already has 10 points in the game so far, right at his season average. Now he's slightly above it with his 11th point. Grabowski and Edwards are back in for the Phantoms. They're out there with Thomas, Idika, and Foster. So Tommy Posley brought in some of the other reserves just to beef up that full court press. They were not able to force the turnover, and now it's an 18-point lead for St. Francis. Nearly thrown away, and it is thrown away. Thomas tried to save it, but he stepped on the line in the process. So it's a turnover committed by East-West. Moore comes in for Adika, and the Phantoms will put on the full court pressure again. Cole Mysick receives the inbounds pass, and this time East-West backs off. They won't put on the trap. Cole Mysick passes over to Eric Ting. Ting around the screen from Holy. Pulls up, top of the key, fires a 2-pointer, no good. Loose ball foul call on Grabowski, and that's going to be his 5th. Give a little shove in the back to Lewis Holy as the two of them went up for the rebound. Grabowski vociferously disagrees with the call, but he's done for the day now with his 5th foul call. And Afolabi Alabi is going to come in his place for the final 3:13. Holy's got a chance to score for the first time tonight. An 11-point-per-game scorer coming in, has 0 points through the first 37 minutes this evening. But this is a 2-shot foul as the Saints are now in the double bonus. And he is on the board. 83-62 St. Francis, or 83-64 rather. Second shot goes. It's a 20-point lead. And a timeout called by East-West. 3 minutes, 9 seconds on the clock. St. Francis has the big lead. They have broken open what was a very tight game. We were tied at 55. In fact, East-West had several leads in the second half. But ever since that 55-55 tie, it's been all Saints. They hit a 3-pointer, and they've never looked back. Big lead now as this one comes down towards the finish line. Fighting Saints will be back at it tomorrow. And assuming they win this game, they'll be playing the winner of Dakota Wesleyan against Lincoln College. Again, Dakota Wesleyan, the number 6 team in the country. They are the favorites in that game coming up, but you never know. Lincoln College was very impressive last year. They were able to take part in the USF Classic. They're here for the 2nd straight season. Last year they beat Cardinal Stritch by 34 and then took care of the Fighting Saints on day 2 by 13. Lincoln was the winner of the USF Classic last year. They only seem to have won both of their games, and now they'll try to pull the upset of Dakota Wesleyan in Game 2 today and host the winner here at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Games are at 2 and 4, regardless of who's in them. Lincoln will be playing at 4, Dakota Wesleyan at 2. And St. Francis looking to be playing the winner of that game right now with a 20-point lead late. Johnny Moore across half court, drives to the right side. Moore banks it in. Nice drive, nice finish. Good possession for East-West. Malik Bailey inbounds to Cole Mysick. And Bailey walks it across half court. Bounced over to Lewis Holy. Holy takes a couple of dribbles and shovels it back over to Bailey. Bailey drives from the left, wild shot off the backboard. No, rebounded by Edwards. And now here comes Foster. Giving up to Thomas. Back over to Alabi. Three-pointer is good. Second made three-pointer today for Afolabi Alabi. He had made just 3 three-pointers coming into today all season. Mysick trap, but throws it up to Eric Ting, and Ting gets it across the timeline. Ting guarded by Foster. Dribbles to the right side, bounced down low for Holy, and Holy lays it in. 4 points now for the junior forward. The lead is 17 for St. Francis. It snaps what had been a quick 5-0 run for East-West. Alabi throws it away, but the pass is deflected back to Foster. East-West sticks with it to Tyreek Edwards. He's blocked by Holy and knocked out to Cole Mysick. Mysick has numbers behind the back to Bailey. Layup, he's fouled. Beautifully run break by the Fighting Saints. And it ends up with Malik Bailey shooting 2 free throws. Bailey's got 12 points so far tonight. And he hits the first shot now. East-West scored 5 in a row. And now the Saints have answered. They've scored 3 in a row, and now trying to get a 4th back as well. Mitch Quasigro checks in for Lewis Holy. Joey Bugimi appears to be ready to come in for Bailey. And he does just that after Bailey makes the free throw and likely is finished for the day with 14 points. Here's Montgomery for East-West. Poked away from him. He gets it back. Given over to Wright. Drive from the right side of the floor. Leland Woods is bumped. Foul is called on Ting, and that's his 4th. With 1:26 seconds to play. It looks like he's getting set to check out anyway. That 4th foul should not be a huge concern for him. But it does send Leland Woods to the free throw line. Freshman out of Thornridge makes the first free throw. Jordan Thornton, Jared Gamazel, Arnold Agard, all in for the Fighting Saints. So Mitch Quasigro is the only starter on the floor right now for St. Francis. Second foul shot misses. Fighting Saints get the rebound. Bugimi is pressured, but he gets it off to Agard. And now across half court is Jared Gamazel. Gamazel into the front court, slows things down, passes back around. It's Bugimi at half court, giving it up to Gamazel. Half the shot clock has been used up so far. Gamazel back outside Quasigro. Long 3 for Jared Gamazel, and this is short. Rebound tapped by Quasigro. Out of bounds, last touched by the Fighting Saints. We got a foul on the Fighting Saints. Loose ball foul. I think Mikhail Wright was pushed as he tried to save that ball. 58 seconds to play in the game. 18-point lead for St. Francis. And Wright heads to the other end of the floor for 2 free throws. Actually, a 1-and-1. Potentially 2 free throws for Wright. Tyler Irvin is in for Quasigro. So all reserves on the floor now for Ryan Marks. First foul shot is good, so he'll get one more. Right, just 4 of 7 on free throws coming into play today. Makes the first this time around. First point of the game for Wright. The second free throw is in and out, and rebounded by Bugimi, taken out of his hands for a moment, but he gets it right back. Agard across half court. He's in some trouble and sends it into the corner for Jordan Thornton. Thornton flips it down low for Irvin. Back outside, Gamazel for 3. No good, and off the back of the backboard, or over the back of the backboard, hit one of the poles behind it. So that's out of bounds. And it is East-West basketball. Montgomery drives all the way in. He's fouled by Irvin. Irvin reached in. 38 seconds remaining in a game the Saints lead by 17. That's not a foul you like to see. Irvin didn't very strongly challenge the play, just reached his hand in. It was enough to get the call. Davion Montgomery at the line for 2 shots. And he misses on the first. Free throw shooting has been a problem throughout today's game for East-West, and even into the final minute, they struggle from the line. And struggle even further as Montgomery misses them both. And Arnold Agard is now fouled. So the Saints will get 2 free throws as East-West kept on that tough full-court press. A little bit too tough in that case. 2 free throws for Agard. He's 0 of 2 from the line this season. And now he's 1 of 3 as he makes the first. Davion Montgomery shot free throws on the other side, just 2 of 9 this year. Agard 0 of 2 coming in, so free throw shooting hasn't been great today, but we've seen over the last minute some struggling shooters go to the line as Agard connects on 1 of 2. Probably the last possession here for East-West. Wright misses on the runner, but Woods is there to follow. Now the Phantoms will try to get one more possession as they look for the steal. Jordan Thornton throws it away. Woods nearly picked it off, but deflected back to Thornton, and Thornton is fouled. Looked like an intentional foul there from East-West, so they're trying to prolong this game as much as they possibly can, down by 16 with 15.6 seconds on the clock. Jordan Thornton going to the free throw line for St. Francis. Thornton's first shot is good. 11 points for Jordan Thornton, one of 5 Fighting Saints to have reached double figures today. And he adds one more, 91-71. 20-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Here's Davion Montgomery driving to the basket, unchallenged for the layup. And a timeout is called. Full timeout as East-West continues their attempt to lengthen this game as much as they possibly can. 16-point deficit. A win for East-West at this point for them to be able to come back. It'll be one of the great miracles in basketball history, but the point for Tommy Posley, I think, is not to get the win. It's a lost cause at this point. It's more to play strong all the way to the end. That's why he has continued to foul. At this late stage of the contest, he wants to give his offensive players a chance to keep working and scoring quickly, and they've been able to do that in their last few possessions. So they've cut the St. Francis lead down to 16, 91-75. Saints join the Phantoms back on the floor. East-West has put on a harsh full-court press, looking to get the quick steal. They haven't been able to force too many turnovers late. Baseball pass all the way down the floor to Jordan Thornton, who lays it in. And Jordan Thornton adds 2 more for the Fighting Saints. Last chance for East-West. Wright loses the handle on the ball, picked up by Gamazel, and Gamazel fires up a three-pointer at the buzzer. That is no good. So 93-75 is our final score. St. Francis takes out East-West University, and the Fighting Saints will play the winner of Dakota Wesleyan and Lincoln College tomorrow for supremacy in the USF Classic. Slow start in this one for St. Francis. Actually not a slow start. They led 10-2, but then East-West bounced back after that, and both teams struggled to hold on to the ball for a while. We saw a lot of turnovers. We saw both teams struggle to shoot for a while in that first half. Ultimately, though, it was St. Francis in the second half that really got things going after this one had been nip and tuck throughout the first 30 minutes or so. We were tied at 55. St. Francis went on a big run after that, and they never looked back as they were able to cruise to an 18-point victory. 93-75 is our final score. The Fighting Saints improved to 4-2 overall. Phantoms fall to 5-10, and that means East-West will play the loser of Dakota Wesleyan Lincoln tomorrow. St. Francis will play the winner of Dakota Wesleyan Lincoln tomorrow, and if it's Dakota Wesleyan who wins that game later on tonight, it'll be a 2 o'clock start time for the Fighting Saints tomorrow. If Lincoln wins this game that's about to start in about 20 minutes, it'll be St. Francis against Lincoln at 4 o'clock tomorrow. So you can go to GoFightingSaints.com for updated scores and to find out exactly when that game will take place. And when we'll have the broadcast, we will have the Fighting Saints against whomever they are playing at whichever time they start tomorrow, either 2 or 4 o'clock. Dakota Wesleyan unbeaten, the number 6 team in the country, taking on 4-6 Lincoln in just a few minutes. And we're watching that game closely to find out what the schedule is for tomorrow. These two teams that are about to play know when they're going tomorrow. Dakota Wesleyan at 2, Lincoln College at 4. But again, the winner will take on St. Francis, the loser, against East-West. Again, our final score in this one, 93-75. St. Francis is victorious, and that's going to do it for our coverage of St. Francis basketball for tonight. Back at it tomorrow afternoon. Until then, Terry Bonadonna signing off. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.